Welcome to the Furry Underground. Today I have Snuffles and I have Frizk. How you guys doing?
Doing good.
Doing good, man.
So, you guys had just released a song, so you would like to tell me the story behind it?
We made a song called This Thought, made a video for it, and literally how it started was I started talking to Frizk on VR chat, and we just got into like talking about music. And at one point we started talking about like collaborating, in the sense of like, not like, oh, we should collaborate, more just like, you know, how do you collaborate? Because I've never properly collaborated before, and I feel like my process for making music is kind of weird, is a big part of why I haven't collaborated. So I was talking to him, I was like, I'm kind of like scared of it, I'm scared of the idea, and Frizk was like, nah, it's fun, and just like motivated me to give it a try, and I was like, we should try. And we did, and it didn't happen like really fast, but we ended up making like exactly what I was kind of hoping I would be able to do with a collaboration. Like, we made it something that feels pretty special, you know? Yeah, you should start with like back.
We were like in a random world. It was a while ago, I think, and then we just kind of like talked about, you know, basic stuff. We were like, oh, how you doing, man? And we were just kind of like, just, you know, how first meeting someone is just kind of like, I don't know. And then I met him another time in another world. It was really late at night, and we were just like both of us were really tired, and we just were like, yeah, music is awesome. And we just kept rambling about music for hours.
We were up. It was so late. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, it was like 5 a.m. or something like that.
I was talking to someone that was very similar to me, and like I like talking with people.
I've known about you for a long time beforehand. That's the thing. I used to watch Snuffles streams like in 2021, before I even had Frizk or anything. I would watch your streams and I would like interact with you through the chat and just talk to you like a one-sided parasocial relationship.
That like blew my mind.
I was like, oh, I want to meet you one day so bad. And I was
That's
like,
so
and
crazy.
then here we are. Like, it's so funny, like how that happened.
What got you guys into making music? Like, what's like some inspirations to you guys that stand out the most when you're making like a project or a song together?
Something that's like motivates me to make music. Like, I'd say just like watching anyone play like a live instrument anywhere. It's just like, oh, I want to do something like that. Or like anyone uploading, like all the furry musicians out there, like uploading their own stuff. It's like, oh, this is so awesome. I want to like contribute to this community. And yeah, just seeing other furries make music is amazing, and they need to keep it up because it's only gonna get bigger, and it's amazing. I love it.
Absolutely. I started making music September of 2020. That 2020 was like my year where I was listening to a lot of like hyperpop and stuff, because that was when it was getting really popular. Like all the OG hyperpop, like when hyperpop started becoming a thing, I was listening to like Turkey Away, like Glaive, Alden, Midwest, like all these hyperpop people, and they were literally like my age. Like when I was in 2020, I just turned 17, and I was like, oh, these other 17-year-olds are just making music at home and posting it on Spotify, and I'm listening to the music and I love it. You know, I'm listening to this music, I'm like, they're making music this good and they don't even have like crazy equipment or anything like that. So I started making music because it was my friend gave me his copy of Ableton, and I was trying it, and I was like, I'm gonna try to make a song. I was listening to a lot of 100 gecs, and I don't know, it just sounded it sounded doable. Like, it sounded like makeable music. So that was very motivating for me at the time, because I was like, if these guys are making crazy sounding music, then maybe if I try enough, I can. And then I just kept doing it ever since then. Like, my motives have kind of stayed the same. I'm not really into like the hyperpop stuff anymore, because it's very different now. It's not like it used to be so different compared to now, like the big names. But now I feel like my biggest motivation nowadays is I listen to some music from people that literally, I listen to it, I'm like, this is the greatest music ever made, ever. Like, I listen to music and it makes me feel like an indescribable feeling, and so I'm motivated by that, because if that's a achievable feeling, that you can get from listening to music, I try to chase that, and that's like my biggest motivator. Is like I want to try to make something that good, because if they can, maybe if I try long enough, I can as well. So yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
Do that. Oh my goodness. Yeah. I want to make
just want
another
to
song.
like be
Snuffles,
back
for sure.
in those nights we were making this thought.
Yes.
Like
It would
those were
be
so
so cool.
fun. It was so fun. Totally.
We would just have like a new adventure every time. Be like, oh, what are we gonna add to this? And I'll just be like, oh, just like adds different like synths and stuff. It'll be like, oh, that sounds so good. And then sometimes it'll be like, oh, that doesn't sound that good at all. Yeah.
Yeah. It was so fun. God, it was like nothing I've ever experienced ever in my whole life.
Oh,
Teleportation. Yeah. Actually.
So I can
Because,
see all my
bro,
friends that live across the entire world and country and
Literally
everything.
saying that I'm
That's
done with
the
the
biggest-
flight prices, bro.
Oh,
That's
I
I'm
want
done
to
with the
teleport
prices.
to see my friends. That's it.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Absolutely said that, because I was exactly thinking the same exact thing. If I had to ask most for expert, probably say teleportation. I feel like that would be like a top answer. Yeah, I'm a
Yeah,
it's
it's also
just like-
pretty broken. I mean, you can just teleport into like a bank and
I saw that you guys were going to conventions and doing like talks and panels over there. Would you guys plan to do any like type of live shows at these conventions?
Oh, for
Oh.
sure.
I
That'd be
just don't
so,
know how to
like-
do live stuff.
Yeah, me
That's,
too.
like,
I've
such
never
a
had.
big-
Well, I'm not afraid of people like on stage. Like I don't have stage fright. I just don't know what to do. Like I know what to do on
Yeah, I'm
stage.
in the
I'll
same
sing.
boat.
I'll do like live playing and stuff. But I just don't know how to get started with all that. So I need to eventually.
Yeah.
Like it would be so crazy to do a live performance at a con.
It would be. I feel like it's a goal of mine, but it's just like I feel like I would want to make that special and different as well. I feel like everything I do, I try to make it special and different in a way, and I feel like I would want to go on stage with something special and different as well, and I would have to think something up, that... Like
Chicken wings, buffalo chicken wings.
yeah, okay, wait.
That's like our
Frank's
favorite.
Red Hot. Yeah, I don't know about buffalo. I like buffalo, but like, you like Frank's Red Hot? You ever try that?
Of course I do. Of course.
Frank's Red Hot sauce on chicken wings is like, I'm actually got like a crazy feeling in my
Good,
mouth
dude.
right now from thinking about that. Like it's so good.
I love wings so much.
Yeah, I love
Yup.
chicken wings. Oh my god, I've been eating chicken wings like forever. I mean, if we had to make like a fast food, like a burger. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
picky when it comes to food, so I'd have
Really?
like a. Yeah, if we did like a burger, it wouldn't have any. It would only have bacon, cheese, and ketchup on. They wouldn't even have pickle, no lettuce, no pickles, no. It
I
would
would
just
have
be like
everything on mine.
meat and carbs.
Oh, no.
Nah, we
I
can't
like-
have a
I like-
meal.
That's
Bro, I was about to
Yes.
say Gabu's lost, bro.
Yeah, but it was lost.
Gabu's lost. Oh my god, I'm so bad with names. I feel like I gotta look at. I gotta look at something real quick. I've been listening to. Oh yeah, Lizzie's Personal Army is really awesome.
Oh, Lizzie.
I've been listening
Yes.
to Fox or Faux, who makes like
Yeah.
digi kinda electronic poppy music. So cool. Yeah, I think those guys are really good. I think Gabu's Lost is, in my opinion, one of the best
Yes.
sounds, because he just knows what good sounding music makes. Like, and then he makes it, and then he posts it, and then there you go. There's like great sounding music, and I feel like he's one of the only furry musicians who's been really consistent with like a great sound. So I really know, like, he knows music well,
Yeah.
from me seeing that. So I got a lot of respect for him.
Just keep putting stuff out there, even if you don't. Well, I mean, once you think it's done, you should put it out there. Don't have stuff just sit on your computer, and don't be afraid to put your full like personality, persona, whatever, on your cover art and on your like customizing everything on Spotify, customizing everything on YouTube, blah blah blah. Don't be afraid to put like furry stuff on there. It's the best feeling just having that out there. It's amazing. And yeah, just keep it up.
Yeah.
Keep making music. Keep trying harder. If you feel like you're like about to give up, just keep working on that song. You're gonna eventually finish it.
Yeah, I feel like literally every good musician and like anyone good at anything, whenever they felt like quitting, they didn't quit. So that's really good advice. Like, don't don't stop making music. I literally just found a picture on my computer of like my Spotify with like 100 listeners like a couple of days ago, and I could have stopped there, you know, like I could have just quit, and then I would have like none of my songs. So yeah, like don't quit. I feel the same about the furry stuff on all the pictures. Like, yeah, put some, like, we're furry musicians. Like, why not put your character on your picture, you know? Like, that's what, in my head, when I think of furry music, I think you got a furry in the cover or a furry in the picture. I know, I see some people where it's like, where they don't have any furry stuff, and I see some people get mad at that. They're like, oh, you need it to be a furry musician? It's like, I think it's a better option to have it if you're trying to be furry music. I think it's better if you have the furry on the cover and the furry in the picture, but I don't think we should be like getting mad at people for that, you know? So I don't agree with like the negativity around it. But yeah, I mean, you can do so much with a furry cover in so many different ways. There's so many like styles and aesthetics of like visuals you can do for your page and your covers that like so many people haven't. It's like untapped, you know? There's so many different things that are untapped. And last thing is try to make a better song. Every time you make a song and you're making a new one, try to make it better than all your other music. Like every single song, try to make it better in some way. And once you make your better song and you put it out there and you're like, yeah, I made a good song, I believe in this, you gotta tell people that you made the good song, because you can make a great song and you put it out there, but no one knows that it exists, and then no one listens to it. So you gotta make a great song, which is half of it, and then you got the other half is telling everyone you made a great song. And there's different ways of going about telling people. What we did, it's what I usually do for my music releases. Like I go all out with like crazy art, and I do like trailers, and I do it all myself at home, and it makes a big difference. So it's like I can make a great song, but you know, you got to do a great job at telling everyone that you did. And again, we're in the furry fandom. There's so many cool ways to do it and to use your character in it. It's so awesome. But yeah, hope to see a lot more of that in the furry scene, like more people making animated trailers and actually making their releases, like getting people hyped for it and stuff like that, because again, that's like half the battle, you know? Like if you don't do that, you're gonna get less streams, you know? And I feel like everyone wants streams because I want people to listen to my music. That's like what I make it for people, you know? I'm sure a lot of furry musicians want that. People coming in, they want to be heard. And yeah, it's awesome. It's a fun experience, the whole thing together.
I think it's music made by furries. Not for furries, but by furries. Anyone can listen to a furry song, but yeah, about like having like your Sona and everything all over it. You don't have to. You just be like who you want to be. And yeah, if you want to incorporate the furry thing into it, then go for it. But you know, it's really, there's no rules really. It's all just for fun. And if you want to make it a career, then that's just it'll all work out no matter what you do on it.
So I started drawing when I was like, I mean, I'm drawing my whole life, but I started technically drawing like digitally when I was like 14. And then I started drawing snuffles for a couple years, and then when I started releasing music, it was under the name Snuffles, right? And so I just felt like I was obligated to, you know, because I was starting music and then connecting it to, you know, my name where I was doing these drawings, I was like, I gotta do like visuals for this music, because if people know me as a visual guy and I'm starting to do music and I have the ability to do visuals, like why not help my music with these visuals. And after that initial kind of idea I had, which it wasn't there fully at the beginning, I was still learning, you know, how to do the visuals and like what I should be doing for the visuals. After a bit, I learned that it is like a necessity. Like I can't imagine putting out a song and not doing visuals for it, because it just feels like, you know, again, like half of it is you make your song and half of it is trying to make people interested in it, get people actually on the song listening to it. If they like it, they save it, you know? So the visuals, I don't really have like an inspiration per se. I feel like I'm just inspired by like good creations by other people, like good animations and good visuals. And it's like, yeah, it's powerful. Like that's how you get to people. So I like to try to surprise people while maintaining my like visual style that people know me for, that I've been doing for a couple years. And I try to make something special and different each time while keeping it familiar, you know. And I feel like that will help everyone if they were to do that as well. Like it's a big, it just feels like such a big part of making music for me is like, how can I'm making something for people to hear, but how can I show them this, you know, visually? And it's so awesome, and it helps so much.
Okay, and yeah, because that's definitely something that I like seeing from you. Like I love seeing the art that you put out. I love every time you put out music. It's like you always incorporate your character in, and you always have like a whole like rollout of how you put out music. And like anytime it's current with each other. So like if I go from your Twitter page to your YouTube or to your Spotify, it's like an experience.
I'm glad you said that, man. Like, yeah, like that's exactly what I go for. Cause like, why not make it? I gotta give people reasons to check it out. It's something that's doable for me. Like, it's like in my range of things that I can do. Like, there's some things I can't, but it's in my range, and it's so fun. Oh my gosh, I love it. It's so amazing.
It was from a little like silly song that I made with a piano, and then I added drums to it on my TikTok, and then people started using it in memes, like random obscure memes. I was like, oh, that's cool. People are actually using this song. Like I never thought people would use any of my stuff ever that I post on my TikTok. It was like less than 1,000 followers, and then random people just started like making dance videos to it because they were like, oh, this is kind of cool. It's got a tempo, and it's like, you know, has insane like Jersey club drum like kicks, and then people started dancing to it and making even more memes, and then using it just to use it because it was popular, and it got to like almost 800,000 videos on TikTok, and then YouTube Shorts blew it up even more in like December, which was the weirdest time. It started blowing up in like September, October on TikTok, and then YouTube Shorts is a little later to the party sometimes with like trends and stuff. So it picked it up, and it grew to almost 4 billion total views on the song on YouTube Shorts. And it blew my mind. I don't know how any of that happened. I'm still like shocked because everyone knows, like at conventions, everyone just knows that song. It's just so funny. And I'm embracing the fact that it might be the biggest hit I'll ever make, and that's it, the way it is. And I'll always be known as that guy that made that song. But that's okay, because, you know, I accepted it, and it's amazing. And people are just so happy about it. And it's just to spread positivity and make people dance, and it's fun. That's all it is.
That is awesome. Really. It's like, no matter where you go, and everyone's going to know what that is, but like everyone has those moments where they make songs like that, and then people are more anticipating for the next biggest thing or next big thing they make. Yeah. So I completely understand that, right?
I wouldn't have had the album I make right after. Like, I released an album just barely after it blew up, so I had all of those people go to that. I was like, oh, might as well just release all these songs that I really like that I've made in a serious like thing, and working on the next one.
So the awesome. Are you gonna be more vocals? Or are you gonna put more vocals into this album?
For sure. I'm gonna sing more, and I can't wait to show everyone. It's gonna be fun.
Got lots of practice during this thought.
Oh tons. Yeah. A lot of vocal stuff during my part, and I don't know. I like my vocals. I just need to bring them out more because I'm just kind of shy with it, and I don't know how to make lyrics really. But I'll eventually do it all.
Well, that is something that I cannot wait to see from the both of you guys. Well, that is it for questions that I have for you guys today. Thank you guys so much for coming out. I really appreciate that. I cannot wait to hear and see what you guys have next for us and for your music in general.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well,
thank you.
It was a lot of fun.
Thank you guys for coming.
This is my first time still. I enjoyed it.
Don't worry.